Okay, so a little tutorial on how to use the Librewery app. First we're just going to go into the phone here and start up the Librewery. If this is the first time you're coming in, you'll have to accept the usual end user license agreement. And then that brings you to the main page here where you see some of the most important functions of the library. You've got the list of beers, the filter for the beers, the visuals after you've entered in a number of beers, achievements also after you've done a number of beers, you can see that. Of course, if you're here, you probably hit the How To button, and then of course Search, which is also duplicated up on the menu throughout most of the different screens. So let's just go straight to the beers, and this will bring up the list of all the beers that you've had or will be having. Basically, you can scroll down the list. They're currently sorted alphabetically. This can be changed in the filters. But for each item, there's a bottle cap on the side here. If you've had that beer, you can click it, and you'll see then there's a little check mark with a used pop bottle cap, and basically that shows you that you've used that beer. As you go down, you can find the beers that you have had, and then you can go and for a particular beer, you can long press on the item to get an info screen. And that'll come back with the more details on that particular beer. If there's a description text, that'll be there, and then also there is a rating star option here. So if you are particularly fond of this IPA beer, you can indicate what the rating that you give that beer. Okay, so we're kind of done with this screen there. Then we can just kind of move backwards with the back key to move back to the prior list. You can see that we've got an updated counter with the total number of beers that have been selected. Let's say I go to an ale house, and I've heard great things about this Avery Salvation, and as it turns out, they don't have it that day. Well, I can long press and then option add to the wish list. And it takes me to, if I'd like, to the list of beers that I would like to have. So here basically you can see I've got this on the list. So I can go to that wish list next time and basically ask and see if they've got the beers that I've been wanting to get to but haven't had a chance yet. As well, if I end up having that beer and I enjoy it very much and I want to find other similar beers, I can use the Find Similar, and it'll give me a new list of other ones that perhaps I ought to give a try. Now, if we go back to the main menu here, we can talk a little bit about the filter button. You can filter, so you've got an option to reorder the list. You can order it by alphabet, beer type, whether or not they're bottles or drafts, alcohol, location, etc. You can also apply filters. You've got options to filter by source. So you have to click on this check mark to get the next option. So if I want to filter by just bottles, I can take the draft off the list. And if I want beers that are just, say I only want Belgian Goldens, I can click the Belgian Golden, I take the All button off, I hit OK, and then when I hit back or when I go into the main beers, I'm going to get a list of those beers that meet that criteria. Okay, I'll take the filter off so we can get all the beers back. So now, say I want to do something with my beers, or I'm going to uninstall the app for a period of time. I can do an option to, under More here, they'll give you other options. You can do all the different visuals I discussed previously. You can get to the filters as well through the preferences, just like before. And you also have an option for more. You can export and import the file list. It's a CSV file that's saved on your SD card location under the Librewery directory. I've already exported my files. I'm going to import the file that I had. I uninstalled and reinstalled so I could show you the whole process from the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and import my list of beers that I've had. So you see I've got a list of 133 beers, and now I want to check out some of the visuals. So I could get them directly from this list, or if I were at the top menu, I could go to the visuals. So one option is this pie chart. Pie chart will give you a list of all the beers by type, by their style, and you can see that yes, indeed, my favorite is the IPA. Almost a quarter of the beers that I drink tend to be IPAs. So it gives you a breakdown real quick of what you tend to like. Also, a taste map. So this will plot out the beers that you've rated. These beers then that come up filter into maybe 4 basic areas here. You've got the bad. So those are ones that I've rated low, that I've rated a lot of them low. So obviously I wouldn't want to have any more of those. Here's some that I've had a couple, but I've rated low, like ESB, not my favorite. But I've got this right here, this try area. So these are ones that I rated really good, but I haven't had a whole lot of. And so these might be ones that I want to try in the future, because obviously I've rated them decently. And then of course you've got your favorites. You're probably going to know what those are anyway. Represent the ones that you probably have the most of and rate the highest on average. And then we've got the world map visual. So this will take all the beers, their locations, and once the map comes up here, it will allow you to take a look at where these beers are originating from. So you can take a look at the ones that come from the United States. You can see the states, and then other ones from elsewhere in the world are sorted by country. So you can see I'm hitting a fair amount of some African and European locations for my beers. Okay. I'm going to move back to get out of this map so then I can come back to the top level again. And now we can talk about achievements. It's pretty straightforward. If you've had a number of the beers, you'll get a list, and they don't show up until after you've achieved them, but you can get a list, and they have a little icon next to each one based off of what you've unlocked. So a little bit of discovery as you drink more and more. You can find a little bit more detail about these hidden achievements. And finally, the search. This can be reached through a number of different means, but say I know that I'm looking for a beer from Kenya. I can type in Kenya. No, sorry, can't do that. I can type in either the name of the beer, any portion of the name of the beer, or the type of beer. So at this point, say I want to look for something with Victor in the title. I can type in Victor and hit enter. It will then pull back all of the listings that have Victor in the name. In this case, they are all Victory beers. If I want to change it to something different, say OM, see what I get there. I did ON instead, but I'll get a bunch of blondes and anything else that happens to have an ON in the title. Okay, so that is the search term, and as I said, if you go to the beers, you can also get into the search there just from the top. So anytime you're trying to find a specific beer really quick, want to get the info on it, whatever, that's the best way to find it. And basically, that is it. That is the app in a nutshell. It allows you to get to the beers that you need very quickly. Allows you to track the beers that you have. You can then rate the beers and keep track of that. And that rating then will help you try to understand where you are at, and maybe some other beers that you might want to give a try. Okay, thank you very much for giving this app a try. Appreciate it very much.